What is up, the world of the living? My name is LexP and welcome back to Truly Bedrock. Friends, in the last episode we've put together the ship graveyard down here and of course the beautiful Crimson Beach around behind my back. But between the videos and in my own time, I managed to do even more work on this local area. Check this out. Oh yeah. In between the weeds, I have created a whole shanty town on top of the platform that we have established. And honestly, this shanty town exists for one reason and one reason only. And that is to prevent the flipping things, the slimes, the magma cubes, from spawning and ruining my day. I have died to magma cubes more than ever before. I am currently over 81 deaths. I am leading the death counter this season. And that is just way too much. And that is just not welcome. And that is just something that has to change. For now, right now, let's just take a look at what I have already accomplished. And let's just ooh and ah at it, because I mean, look, it's pretty cool, okay? This is actually a pretty modern reimagination of the shantytown, inspired in part by the video game Machinarium, which is a point-and-click adventure. You might have seen it and heard of it. It's really cool. And by a game, or rather a sandboxy tool thingy that is currently still in development. Here we go. This game is called Townscaper and it's on Steam and you can buy it and you can use it. But it's really not really a game because it has no goal in mind. It's just a tool for you to kind of mess around and maybe use this as an inspiration, or maybe even export these and import into a game, you know, built around it. One way or another, this is a town buildy thingy. And you can just build stuff with as simple as just clicking it left and right. Look at it! You can create little houses and little, like, all the types of things. And I got... This is like my first attempt at getting anything done in it. But something that more resembles what I'm trying to accomplish is these particular build. This right here is what I'm more kind of aiming at. You can see it's basically a wall with some houses sticking out of it, and the mild variety of textures adds a whole lot of interesting detail and slopes and whatnot. And we're doing basically this, except more industrial and much darker and much more nethery. So yeah, I did put together more of this, and this is kind of the style I want this particular part of the shipyard that we're building to go. I want some more interesting decorations, mind you, not just houses. Like for one, I wanted a giant hook holding up some sort of a creature that we fished out of the lava lake on the Crimson Beach. I wanted maybe another crane holding... Holy crap, that's brutal, my dudes. No, I wanted another crane holding up maybe some logs, maybe some other ship materials. Basically, crates upon crates upon crates of blackstone, of course. And yeah, a whole lot of that kind of stuff. But for right now, there's one more detail that I wanted to implement that I don't got to because I simply don't have the material. Now, if you look around, you will notice that in the actual town around here, there are these white particles. And while I was talking about them with my friends from the livestream on twitch.tv/ZloyXP, one comment that came up was about how I thought originally that you wouldn't have a roof on a building in the Nether because there's no downfall. So like there's no snow, there's no rain. So why would you have any roofs, and especially sloped roofs, in the Nether? And that's when people pointed out these white particles that are just buzzing and flying around, and told me that perhaps that is ash. And ash happens to settle, meaning that that's why you would have a roof, because ash will settle on it and just go down and stay there. Which is exactly the effect that I wanted to try today. So, you see all those sloped roofs? Yeah, we're about to make them a little bit less sloped, a little bit more blocky, with an effect that Liara, my friend, has actually implemented last season on her own. Now, the role of Ash will be played by Unside, and I don't remember, can we get a slab variant of it? Yeah! We can! And a stair variant, and that is incredibly important, because these will not allow any ghasts or piglin or anything to spawn on top of them. And what we'll be doing is we'll be going right directly to the roofs and swapping some of the blocks on them for andesite. Now, I was also considering gravel. I'll be honest with you, I was also considering gravel, but unfortunately gravel is a full block, so stuff will attempt to spawn on it every now and again. And we don't want spawns. It's my modus operandi, my number one priority right now. I do not want anything to spawn on my roofs and fall on my head and kill me with fiery passion. And looking at it from afar, you can already tell, this looks like an ash pile. So I think I will go and grab some, at least, gravel, just to differentiate it. And let's give it a proper try. Scratch that, no gravel down here. I came around something even better. So, ash generally is considered, you know, to be gray, but really it is originally white. So, it only gets to gray when it settles down and whatnot, so the bottom of our ashen pile will always be this andesite-ish texture. But on top of it, there needs to be a cleaner white. Like, sorta like snow, but not really. And you know what I just realized? We're in 1.16, baby! Smooth quartz is actually smooth now. It blends it into itself. It has a mild but layered texture. And, unlike your gravel, it does have... Where is my stupid... Where did I put my stone cutter? It has slabs and stairs. Just trust me on this. Just believe me, okay? I checked. I checked, right? So I'm just gonna smelt up a bunch of smooth quartz and strategically put it here and there. Just, you know, in a little bit, in little piles, mostly over the top of the andesite ones. And we'll see what that looks like. This is exactly the exact same material even that we used on Liara's house back in season 1. Except on that house it looked even better because it was in a snowy biome. Ooh, this is looking pretty sweet. Let's take a little bit more of an aerial view, and yes, with the particles, it makes so much sense instantly. Your mind does really wonder and like does just recognize this as, oh yeah, those are ash piles. Well, not ash, maybe snow piles, whatever this, you know, floaty garbage is. That's what it is, and you recognize it as such, and it's very, very handy because everyone now is using Elytra, especially me. And I'm really proud of this. I think the pile up top is a little bit too big, and a pile down there a little bit too small, which, you know, easy enough. I have plenty of andesite left. I'll just pile up some more. What I don't have as much left is quartz, and the problem with that is that I don't have my fortune peak anywhere on me. I'm pretty sure I just lost it at this point. So, yeah, we gotta find a different way of getting quartz, because right now there's a different problem with this. There are ash piles on the roofs, but for some reason there aren't ash piles anywhere on the ground. And logic dictates that there should be. So I think we'll go grab some more quartz and try and get some ash piles all the way down here. Shall we? Okay, I'm about to go into the deep undercover over here, so, boom. Hello, kind sir, I am but a traveling merchant. Yeah, I offer some gold in exchange for quartz and other varieties. Come on, dude, it's not that complicated. I give you... Well, that was not quartz. And you know what? That was actually only mildly more useful. And so with just a few slabs of quartz and andesite, look at that. The town transforms instantly. And especially helped by the particles of gray floating midair. Alright, speaking of floating midair, let me just zoom out a little. Look at that. Just by adding these slabs at the bottom, we recontextualized the entire situation here. The top is now corresponding, and you are getting the idea that I try to convey. You might not get the idea that this is ash, specifically, because there's not that much smoke in the entire area. But if you drop down here, and the particles show up, and you just walk for a little, you really start feeling it. The rust on the basalt. The basalt texture is actually really good for that rusty look. And how did you spawn here? You are not allowed, go away. Yeah, the rust of the basalt and the rough texture on the bottom, on the floor, really are imposing that oppressive, gloomy feeling, which is all that I really wanted from this build. So I'm really happy with what we accomplished here, and how easy we really accomplished. This series, whenever I do build, it really is less about, hey, look how cool I can build, because I really don't care much about you just being all like, wow, Zlo, you're such a good builder. No. What's important to me is you being like, oh, hey, I didn't think about this. Thank you for teaching me this. Or, alternatively, hey, that's a neat trick. Here's another one that I came up with. So, do let me know in the comments if you learned something from this. Do let me know if you have your ideas on how to do this. Right now, I have one more thing. Well, not one, but like a few more things that I would like to implement. And that has to do with the lack of smoke on here. We got the houses, the warehouses, the workshops, but we ain't got that oppressive smoke of a working fabric town. Which I guess does not necessarily feel with the pirate vibe, but we will make it feel with the pirate vibe, trust me. We need to add the actual machinery that is currently lugging around giant amounts of resources onto the ship, from the ship, and to build a new ship. Because remember, this is still dock area, this is still a shipyard. For one, I want a couple of cranes. One definitely fishing out something from the ocean. One just lugging around a large amount of basalt. And one, not a crane whatsoever, but a transport vehicle that some of you might have seen on my streams and in my single player creative world, and are already probably terrified of what I'm about to build. So yeah, without further ado, let's hit it! So here we are in my creative test world, and we got ourselves the tiny crane with some wood on it, the big crane to be built on the actual building spot of the ship, and then we have the miracle of modern engineering. The SCREAMCOPTER. A miraculous contraption that keeps itself afloat of its anger alone. So I would absolutely love to explain the creative process behind the SCREAMCOPTER, but in all honesty, it's just a skull on a helicopter. In a way, it is actually a very bizarre, man-made version of a ghast. Like, when you really think about it, because a ghast is basically a giant flying skull. So, you can probably see where I'm coming from when I say this. Well, the SCREAMCOPTER, as it stands, just generally consists of 3 different bits. First one is, of course, the skull. It's kind of the most important one. Like, I basically finished it right now, the skull that is. And I could stop right here and right now, and you would still really like the design, except, is it me or is the mouth a little too big? I don't know, might be just because of all the scaffolding around it. Point being that the skull is pretty great, and originally the skull was actually made out of the more yellow material, the smooth sandstone. Thank you for that, Gust. And the reason it used to be made out of smooth sandstone is because back when I was developing the design in Minecraft 1.15, the smooth quartz was just not smooth. And that was just not good, and as a result I decided to use a smooth sandstone because it was more smoother and looked that much nicer. Now though, yeah, now we have quality quartz, and think I'll be using this one for this particular design, mostly because it is more freely available here in the Nether. I mean, mostly because that's always has been the vision. Yeah. Totally that. No other reason. And naturally, I ran out of smooth sandstone, 2 wings out of 4 into the propeller. Because of course. Well, it doesn't matter, I didn't have any glass to make the whooshy whooshy effect around it anyway. So, yeah, overworld, here I go! Woo! Alrighty, now to locate a desert and go grab everything from it. And of all the things that you'd think would be helpful during building this type of situation, believe it or not, saying whoosh 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 consistently is not necessarily that good for you. But it does help. A little bit. Yeah, it's great. Love it. Second best vehicle in this entire area, but we do need to actually give it some sort of purpose. So I was thinking adding a little cut with black stone to the bottom of it. You know, just as a little bit of a treat. Also, the original had wings on them, and I think I will add them, but by now I'm so incredibly tired of just playing Minecraft and building. I've been doing it non-stop for several hours, basically an entire day. I need a break. So, you know what? I think that is a pretty solid place to stop today's episode. So, thank you everybody so much for watching. Look at this! Ah! Amazing. And yeah, the project of ours is coming along really nicely. I'm ecstatic about this entire situation, but I do not exactly know what to do with this side, and I don't exactly know what kind of monster we should put on a fishing line, on a giant fishing line, on a giant crane that we would pull out of the Crimson Sea. I don't have too many ideas. I feel it should be some sort of a mutant octopus kind of situation, but I'll leave it to you people in the comments, because you've been commenting like crazy lately, and I love it, and I read every single one. Do not believe anyone who tells you that I don't. I leave hearts on like a lot of them. I read my comments. Don't claim otherwise. And there's a gut that spawned. Yep. I'm just gonna pretend that actually adds to the buoyancy of the entire apparatus. We gotta grab a couple of ghasts and cram them somewhere. And I actually have a good idea of what to do with one, but I don't know if it's gonna work, so I'm not even gonna say it out loud. Well, that's gonna be it for today, so thank you everybody so much for watching. This has been SLOWXP, this has been Truly Bedrock. Yeah, to be continued, have a good one. Bye bye.